Ever been left in the dust, swapped out for someone they swore was better? That's the lie they whispered to themselves, the fantasy they clung to when they decided to walk away. But now, reality has hit them hard and the regret is sinking in deep. See, there's something funny about people who are constantly searching for better. They don't realize when they already had the best. They're always hunting for the next thrill, the next high, chasing after some shiny new thing that promises to fill the emptiness they carry. And while they're out there chasing fantasies, they leave behind something real, something solid, someone like you. That's the irony of it all. They had the best right there in front of them, and they threw it away, thinking they could do better. And isn't that what cuts the deepest? You gave them everything, your time, your love, your soul. You revealed parts of yourself no one else had ever seen. You lifted them up when they were down, loved them even when they didn't deserve it. And for what? For them to walk away thinking they could find someone else who would give them more, be better than you. But here's the punchline: they couldn't. Now they're stuck with regret, forced to face the truth that they had something extraordinary and let it slip through their fingers. People like that are never satisfied. They always think they can upgrade, believing life is just an endless ladder, and they're constantly looking for the next rung, the next person who will give them more excitement, more validation, more attention. They live in a state of perpetual discontent, convinced that if they just find the right person, happiness will finally be theirs. But that's the lie they tell themselves, the lie that keeps them running in circles, never finding what they're looking for. Because what they're searching for isn't out there, it's inside them. Their emptiness, their dissatisfaction, their insatiable hunger for more, it has nothing to do with you. It was never about you. It was about them, and their inability to appreciate the rare and precious gift they had when you were in their life. They were too busy looking elsewhere, always scanning the horizon for the next best thing, to see the value in what was right in front of them. So they walked away, thinking someone else would make them happier, give them more, make them feel more alive. In their arrogance and selfishness, they didn't even stop to consider what they were leaving behind. They didn't pause to think that maybe, just maybe, they were walking away from the best thing that ever happened to them. And now that they've gone out into the world and tried to find what they thought they wanted, they're realizing the harsh truth: there is no one better than you. Maybe they had their fun for a while. Maybe they convinced themselves they made the right choice, that leaving you was the best thing they could have done. But that feeling, it's fading. It's wearing off like cheap paint peeling from a wall. And now they're left with the cold, hard truth: they can't replace the best with something better, because the best doesn't come around every day. It's rare, precious, and once you let it go, there's no getting it back. They thought they could do better, but now they see that the person they chose instead of you can't live up to the standards you set. They can't love them the way you did, and they can't fill the void you left behind. And that realization is eating them alive, bit by bit, because deep down they know they made a mistake. That slow, gnawing regret, the realization that they let the best thing in their life slip away, that's the sweetest justice, isn't it? They thought they could move on, thought they could do better, but all they've done is set themselves up for a lifetime of disappointment. Once you've experienced what it's like to be with someone who truly cares, who truly sees you, who truly gives their all, anything less is just empty. And that's what they're feeling now, hollow and empty. Because in the quiet moments, when they're alone with their thoughts, they know they let something extraordinary slip away. But here's the thing: you've moved on. You've grown, you've healed, and you've come to realize that their decision to leave had nothing to do with your worth. It wasn't because you weren't enough. It wasn't because you didn't love them the right way or did something wrong. No, it was because they didn't know how to handle someone like you. They didn't know how to appreciate someone who gave everything without asking for anything in return. They didn't know how to love someone who loved them unconditionally, without games, manipulation, or the nonsense they were used to. So let them sit in their regret. Let them wallow in the realization that they lost the best thing they ever had because they were too blind, too selfish, and too foolish to see what was right in front of them. And you keep moving forward, living your life and shining brighter than ever. Know that you're better off without them, and their decision to leave was the best thing that could have happened to you. It set you free from their toxic, self-centered ways. That regret they feel, it's not just fleeting, it's a deep, lingering ache that won't go away. They'll go through life trying to find someone who makes them feel the way you did. Someone who loves them the way you did, but they won't find it. And every time they fall short, every time they realize the new person in their life doesn't measure up, that regret will grow a little stronger, a little sharper. It'll eat at them in the quiet moments, haunting them when they least expect it. And the worst part, they'll know it's their own fault. They'll know they had the best and let it go because they were too greedy, too impatient, and too restless to see the value in what they had. People like that are always chasing something, always looking for the next best thing, always thinking happiness is just one more person, one more relationship, one more thrill away. But they never find it. They thought they could find someone better than you, but the truth is, you were the best they'll ever have. And now they're stuck with that knowledge, stuck with the regret, stuck with the realization that they blew it. They had something real, something rare, something beautiful, and they threw it away for nothing. But you're free now, free from their lies, their games, and their inability to appreciate what they had. You're free to live your life on your own terms without them holding you back or making you feel like you weren't enough. You were always enough, more than enough. They were the ones who couldn't handle it. So let them regret it. Let them live with the consequences of their choices. Let them spend the rest of their lives chasing something they'll never find because they already had it and they lost it. And you keep moving forward. And as they carry that weight, you'll realize something else: their regret is not your burden. It's not your job to ease their pain or to validate their poor decisions. You've already done your part, and you've done it with more grace, loyalty, and love than they ever deserved. They are the ones who must live with the emptiness they've created, while you move forward, unburdened and unshackled. See, the most powerful thing you can do is to thrive without them. While they sit with the ghosts of their own choices, haunted by what they let go, you build your life back up brick by brick. Every new experience, every new success, every new smile is a testament to your strength. You rise above, no longer defined by what they chose to overlook. And as you grow, as you build a life that no longer revolves around the absence of their presence, you become a reminder of what they lost and what they will never have again. Because the truth is, they're going to watch. Oh yes, they'll watch. They'll peek into your life, seeing your joy, your accomplishments, the new love you'll eventually welcome into your life. They'll see that you've built something beautiful from the wreckage they left behind. And that, right there, will be their punishment, knowing they had a front row seat to greatness and threw it away. Knowing that while you've moved on, thriving in ways they never imagined, they're still stuck, replaying their mistakes in their mind, wishing they could turn back time. But here's the hard truth for them: they can't. There's no undoing the past. There's no reaching back into the life they walked away from. The doors they slammed shut remain closed, and you've locked them with the key of your newfound strength. And while they may feel tempted to reach out, to offer apologies or try to find their way back into your life, remember this: you owe them nothing. Not your time, not your forgiveness, not even your acknowledgement. Their regret doesn't deserve your attention. It's the price they pay for their own choices. And that's where your power lies, in knowing you have control. In knowing that you were always enough, and that your worth was never tied to their approval. While they spend their time looking back, wishing they could rewrite their story with you, you're already writing a new chapter, one that doesn't include their selfishness or their empty promises. You're building a life that honors the love and the strength you've always carried within you, the love they were too blind to see. And as you continue to grow, you'll attract people who recognize your value, people who see your worth without needing to compare you to anyone else. You'll find those who appreciate what you have to offer and love you for the person you are, without expectations, without conditions. And that's the kind of love they'll never know, because people like them, they never change. They'll keep repeating the same mistakes, searching for something better while disregarding the best right in front of them. The longer you walk your path, the more you realize that their departure was a gift that freed you from their toxicity, their endless search for something they would never find. You see, you've got the advantage now, the upper hand. You've moved forward, and the best revenge is living your life to the fullest, free from the shadows of their regrets. And as you stand taller, stronger, and more radiant than ever, remember this: you didn't lose anything, they did. They lost the rarest thing in the world, someone who was real, someone who loved deeply, and someone who gave them everything. And now they can never get that back. So let them live with that regret. Let them drown in the realization that they gambled with something precious and lost it all. And while they wrestle with their past, you keep shining, keep thriving, knowing that you are, and always have been, the best thing they'll ever let go.